Good morning, y'all.
Good morning.
As you can tell, we're not in our tent.
We decided to get an Airbnb for a couple of days so that we can rest and relax, and we're all the way in New York.
And in all honesty, the reason we got an Airbnb is because we're really burned out. And the reason we're burned out is because of the situations of trying to find camp that we talked about 2 vlogs ago, the stress of driving, and all that just has wore us down, and we needed a break from it. That's pretty much what we're doing.
Yeah, we need to regroup and recharge. Just kind of think about what we're doing. Because right now we're like, what are we doing? So it's just been one crazy summer. And I guess it's just finally getting to us, so.
But we did spend 3 days here. Kelly cooked some delicious meal last night. It's nice to have a roof over you and listen to some nice music and just have some peace. We've made it all the way to Rochester, New York, and we're gonna be leaving here today and heading further east, getting back to camping because we're feeling a lot better. If y'all would have seen us a few days ago, y'all would be like, those are two sad people. It happens to everybody in every aspect of life. You have a down point. We just hit ours for a little bit. We're just being honest with you. And it gave us the opportunity to have a better game plan because we came over here with no clue what direction we were going when we got here. And it was kind of difficult because there's so many options, especially for 2 people that have never been east before. We had no clue what we were doing. And now that we're recharged, Kelly's gonna be making a quick, simple breakfast this morning.
Yeah, I'm just making our usual waffles, and I'm gonna scramble some eggs. As we leave this beautiful home, we're heading to our next campground. And before we head to the campground, we are gonna make a stop to take a look at something that we've just kind of been talking about. And we wanna know how it feels to be inside of one. So we're gonna go check it out on our way. Well, I don't know if you guessed it, we're at an RV dealership. Now this place was on our route to our destination, and they had something in stock that we just wanted to take a look at to see if we would even want to do something like this. We've never been inside of anything like this before, so we just want to see what it feels like to be inside of it. So let's go check it out.
We've made it to our next camping location, about to set up camp, and once we get that taken care of, we'll tell y'all a little bit more about our thought process on what we just got done looking at. If you couldn't tell by the vibrant colors of this tent, this is a brand new Browning Bighorn tent.
we had to get a new tent because our older tent, the door, I got out one night to use the restroom and the door would not zip shut. We were up for 30 minutes trying to zip it. So we just had to sleep with it open. The next day we took it down. I immediately called my mom because we ordered a new tent a long time ago and had it shipped to my parents' house just in case they did not make this anymore. Well, she FedExed it to us. It was here in like 5 days. We picked it up in Wisconsin somewhere, I believe. Also on our old tent, we had 4 poles that were broken and we were just kind of rigging it. It worked, but it was not going to last much longer. But since this is a brand new tent, if you're not familiar with this tent, the rainfly does not come all the way down over the windows. So if it rains and the wind is blowing rain in, it collects in this pocket here and seeps out from the bottom. So what I did on our old tent is I went through with this tape that I ordered off of Amazon. This is tarp tent tape. It's clear. But what I did was I taped here and all the way across and then here on the other side. I did that to every window and it seemed to help. We also had leaks in the rainfly because of all the wind tear that we had out in Texas. So when we first got a rain, it leaked through the top. So we taped that as well. I think that's gonna be fine unless we get in some more crazy winds for a while. But as of right now, we're only sleeping here one night, but we wanted to put this tent up so I could go ahead and tape it and I didn't have to worry about it at our next location.
Now, the last tent, we got it before we went full-time. Actually, we got it right when we went full-time last June. So we've used that other tent for over a year. But when that zipper that Kelly was talking about went bad was when we were in Badlands. So it wasn't that long ago. Just happened. For people that would get this tent as just weekend people that would go camping, you know, just on the weekends, it works out great. We went through some like 50-mile-per-hour winds with this thing in an ice storm. If y'all remember that, we had over a ½ inch of ice on the rainfly. So that tent, I think we went beyond manufacturer anticipated use for that tent.
Essentially, we only had enough tape to do 2 windows. So this is what we have left, which is not enough to finish. So I'm just gonna save this and I will order more tape from Amazon and have it shipped to a locker hub somewhere.
I would probably say to get the job done, maybe 3 rolls.
I would say 2 if you're just gonna do the windows.
Just the windows?
Yeah, because the doors, they have a lip that comes over the door. So water doesn't technically blow in there. Now, if you have enough tape, go ahead. But I'm gonna order an extra roll.
What she's talking about with that pocket is these windows have that much material at the bottom designed to be able to put the window in here like this. Well, this holds water is what she's talking about, and when the rain's coming in, it will start seeping. Making good tea tonight. Not gonna be cooking because we did pick up something to eat and we thought it was just gonna be a snack, and it ended up being filling.
Yeah, it was very good. It was a Greek restaurant. So we found out that the Greek food up here is the best we've ever had in our entire life. So we both had lamb gyros, and they were the best gyros we ever had in our lives. We picked out on that about 2 o'clock. So that was kind of our late dinner, early lunch, our dinner. So we're not even hungry, but we do want some hot tea.
It was raining and we're like, I don't want to set up in the rain, let's get a snack, and it ended up just filling us up.
Which when we got here, it wasn't raining, so that's good.
Oh yeah.
But look how new our tent looks. Can you see the color?
Yeah.
So brown.
Like this is like faded brown on the old one. It's real nice, real nice.
This is a detox tea. And then we're gonna go chill in the tent.
And we hadn't even told y'all what state park we arrived at. We're just laying over at this one on our way to the Adirondacks, but we are at Delta State Park, close to Rome, New York. Spelled just like Italy's Rome. So I'm sure many of you are dying to know, what are our plans? Why do we end up going and looking at a truck bed camper and a van? Well, I can tell you first off, we're not getting a van.
No.
We didn't like the way it felt, but we've never been in a van. It just is too tight and too small in the walking quarters for us. Kelly and I would be bumping each other all the time.
Well, the layout didn't work. That's not really what we're wanting.
Yeah, and we're needing something off-road. We knew for a long time that we weren't always going to be in a tent, and we still don't know how much longer we're going to be in a tent. We're just starting to talk about it, is pretty much what we're doing. That was the first time we've ever even been in a truck bed camper, and it was a lot bigger than I thought it was. I was very shocked at how large it felt. But some of the reasons that we're starting to want to lean towards that sooner than later is with all the driving we've done, trying to set up and take down camp, it's taken a lot of time away from us being able to go explore and do adventure activities, constantly looking for camp. And it would be easier if, like you saw in our last 2-3 vlogs ago when we were talking about there's a bunch of pullouts. Well, if we could just pull out, it would be great, but it's not ideal for setting up a tent.
Especially if you're just doing it for one night. It's a lot of work to drive somewhere, set up a tent, the next morning get up, break it down. Drive somewhere, set up a tent, the next morning get up and break it down. It's a lot of work. Camping is more, and tent camping is set up more to go somewhere and be there and enjoy it, and not have to rush and hurry and leave. And that's pretty much what we've been doing lately. And if we had a hard-sided vehicle to be in when we're in campgrounds, it would make campgrounds more enjoyable for us, and we would be more inclined to stay at campgrounds.
And we know that many of you have been telling us this for a long time, that it is exhausting. The other thing is that we really want to start traveling out of the country, and we want to do things in colder climates. Like, I want to try snowboarding one day. Can't camp up in the Rockies in a tent.
But Ann, you left out the other most important part. If you've noticed, since we've been full-time, we have not kayak camped. We have not been able to go kayak camping. The biggest reason why is after our trailer was stolen, now we are PTSD, we are deathly afraid that someone is going to steal our trailer whenever we're out kayak camping. There's no way we'd be able to even enjoy ourselves. The entire time I'm just going to be worried with dealing with that situation when we come back to our trailer.
We even do that now when we go away for a little bit. Even though we've got a wheel boot for the trailer, we still are concerned. And whenever we want to start going into other countries, we would feel safer, say, going to Mexico in a hard-sided vehicle versus in a tent.
Right.
And that's kind of preventing us from going to other places outside of the country. And we also want to be able to backpack as well. We have everything for backpacking.
And kayak camping. We haven't been able to use it except backpacks.
Yeah, we just don't have backpacks, and we want to be able to park our vehicle somewhere. And I know there's still a chance of not being taken, but if they break into it, it's going to be real hard to take the whole thing if we get a newer vehicle that has better security. Anything can be stolen, but stealing a trailer is so much easier than stealing a vehicle.
And we also need to think about, we're eventually going to need a new vehicle. We know that.
Yes.
And so we don't want to buy another small SUV just to pull this camper. So we want to make sure that whatever we buy next is going to suit whatever we are going to be living in per se next. But we still want to keep dome life because we want to backpack and we want to kayak camp. That is our main. We miss kayak camping so much. Y'all don't even know. We miss it so much. It's
driving us crazy. And we couldn't find anywhere in Arkansas to secure our trailer at.
Yeah. Everywhere that we would have left it, we're like, kind of sketchy. You know, I mean, you never know now. We have no idea what our future holds. We just know that we're not always going to be in a tent. So we started the venture out like this because that's what we had. We didn't have to spend any extra money. All we had to do was buy this little trailer. So we know that we're not going to do this forever. And we've always known that. We just didn't know when it would finally get to us.
Yeah. And we've looked at multiple different ideas of doing a truck bed camper style type thing. We've looked at buying a camper like what you saw today and just sliding that on a flatbed and putting boxes up under it for more storage. We've also looked at companies that can build a box in that we can finish out the inside. So we still don't know what route we're going to take. And we've just got to think about it. Plus, we got to find a vehicle because the Bear Jew doesn't have much longer, I don't think. She's on her last leg, and she is at 285,621 miles now. Almost 300,000. I think we can hit 300,000. But we have been talking about this for many months. This isn't something that just happened. So we know that this is a short vlog, but with us staying at the Airbnb, it kind of put us behind. Next week will hopefully be longer and back to normal. However, we'll catch you on the other.